Hey, everybody, welcome back to Real Talk with QHT. I'm your host, George Herrera, and today I'm joined by how should I introduce you? The one, the great, self proclaimed Abby the Great, Abigail Herrera.
I'm not sure if that's self-proclaimed. I think it was given to me
Anointed to you? Oh, you were. When you got the
by
key to the
many,
city, I think
by
the mayor,
many,
yeah,
by many who know me.
Abby the Great Lane. You're going to see it one day.
Oh, I
Okay.
like how that sounds.
I know. It sounds like we should make that happen one day.
Abby the Great Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds cool. No. Put that on my tombstone.
Oh, okay.
Abby the Great.
There you go.
Actually, Abigail Herrera, aka Abby the Great. That would be
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
I would
But
put that.
that is self-proclaimed. I've never heard someone call you that. That's you call
I'm
yourself
pretty
that.
sure someone has said that. At least one person.
Yeah, when you write it and then they say, "What is this, Abby the Great?"
Oh, so you do think I'm great.
I, you're like, "Thanks. You're too kind."
Man, I just try to remember that, okay? If I go before you, just put,
Abby the Great. Yes.
so that way if anybody visits me, if anyone visits me, they can have a chuckle.
She was great. Okay.
She was great.
Alrighty. So can we go into this agenda? You want to lead us
sure.
off here?
Well, I mean, this is the last week we could say Happy New Year.
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
think we're late already, but
No, it's the second week of the year, so it still counts.
it's still okay because at a certain point,
That's
you start
second
annoying
week
people
no,
if you
after
keep
the
saying
second
it.
week, that's it.
Okay, so Happy
Yeah.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you, sir, and Happy New Year to our devoted listeners.
Yes, and our
You all know
apologies.
who you are.
Yeah, our apologies for the delay on a new episode, but
Yes,
we're
pardon.
back.
Pardon
Yeah.
the delay. We're here, and we continue to strive towards a consistency and excellence. And
Yes.
it's always a uphill challenge, but we're up for the challenge all the time, right?
Always, yeah.
All
We're
right.
always up for a challenge.
So here we go.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So first thing we have here, I have a question for you. Question of the week, all right?
Okay.
The question is, and I'm sure you're going to be very calculated in your answer, but let's see if we can give some good context
Don't
here.
judge me.
Abby's so careful with all, kind of fair housing, anything close to that kind of stuff. But this is the question that we got recently.
Okay.
Okay. How do you know if a neighborhood is nice?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
so?
so?
The question is just how do you know if a neighborhood is nice? So how would you answer that, and what kind of tips can you give our listeners if they're wondering this?
Well, when that occasionally does get asked to me, I advise people to go to check out government stats, like city and government stats, because legally as licensees, we can't give our own opinion as to what we consider nice. It would be considered steering in some way, or steering period, right? And as well, I do believe that, what's considered nice is to the eye of the beholder. But what I do advise them as well, outside of checking statistics, is to do their own due diligence and, tour an area. Check out the area in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Maybe if you're able to eat in the neighborhood, check the sights, check the sounds. You have to make your own determination of what you consider quote unquote nice. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. So,
Yes.
if I added anything, would just be definitely, I know people, nice is like a subjective word, right? So what does that mean? It means
Yeah.
different things to different people. But um, how do you know if a neighborhood is nice? One thing that, like, let's say for things that you can look at, right? There are government sites, like New York City has a site where you can see crime in every single community district. So you can actually, on a map, you can look at like crime statistics. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can look at that. Parks. So parks, I mean, to me, parks make a neighborhood nice. So you can look at where the parks are, go visit the parks. Like, did you mention walking around at night?
Well,
in a
for
neighborhood?
for those people that can walk, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're into Yeah, I mean, that always helps to get a feel for a neighborhood. Even Abby and I, when we explore new neighborhoods just to check out, we love to go to the local restaurants, go to the local grocery store, and that really gives you a feel for the area. You can also tell nice in terms of aesthetically,
Mm-hmm.
the way people maintain their homes tells you a lot about a neighborhood too.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of like
If you care
the
about that.
yeah, if you care about that, then if you drive around the area, you can see how people maintain their homes. And a lot of times that can tell you, what kind of pride the homeowners in that area take in their homes. So that could be, it's very subjective, but there's different things that you can do.
And yeah, and what does nice really mean? That's
Yeah.
subjective, as you just said, right?
I think
So,
people normally, right? What are people thinking about? Safety a lot. A lot of people think about safety.
yeah, oftentimes.
Um, Yeah,
Are
nice.
the
I think,
people
yeah,
nice?
nice people. So
Mm-hmm.
for that's why we go to restaurants and grocery stores because you get to meet the people and you
Mm-hmm.
get a feel for the people of the area, right?
Yeah.
No
Mm-hmm.
matter where you go in Queens, it's going to be diverse. The whole
Yeah.
borough is diverse. So it's more about how you feel safety wise, how it is at night, how people are, if they're friendly, if you care about that stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully there's some good little tips in there.
It really is to each his own.
Yeah.
So I found this to be very good advice, and I've even picked this up from a past client that was leaving New York City.
Mm-hmm.
They were moving from, wait, what neighborhood was that? Was that Woodside? No, Woodhaven.
Yeah.
He was selling a multifamily home. He's been there for a long time.
Uh huh.
And then he was moving to Florida. I don't know if you remember who this person is. Moving to Florida. And one of his biggest things in finding his new place in Florida was traffic. And I remember he told me he drove in the morning hours, and he was like, the area that he was looking in Florida was just like New York's, in a sense of reminding
In
him of
the
New York City
morning, it was
traffic.
by a school, and he saw it was like jam packed. I think
That's
with
a different
traffic.
client.
Oh, okay, okay.
But that's another good story.
Yeah.
But for this client, the roadways were just too much congestion for him. It's like, so he was like, no, I didn't want to go there because it's just like, it's similar to the New York City traffic. So I was like, oh, that's insightful. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
remember that, because I used to tell people just to go at night. As for me as a female, like if I was walking around by myself, like how would I personally feel safe? Then when this story came, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Try morning for different reasons. I'm looking for safety. He's looking because of drive, his transportation from work and all these things. I was like, oh, that's such a good example. So morning,
That's
afternoon,
true.
evening, and what is important to you? This particular was about traffic,
Yeah.
right?
And like for us, for me and Abby and I, like when we were looking for an investment property, a lot for us, we just love areas where people are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
We're like all about friendly vibes. And I remember we went to restaurants a lot and
Mm-hmm.
talked to locals and grocery store and just like talking to locals, and we fell in love with a few places just because when we talked to the locals, everybody was so friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that's interesting. We would leave the places. Oh, that was nice.
yeah,
Oh,
like, oh
that's
man, that was
nice.
so nice. Yeah, and it was all about the people for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Nice.
So next is another question, and this one is a quick answer, but just for all the listeners, in case anybody's wondering, how long does it take to get an inspection report back?
I would say on average, on our own personal experiences, it can be anywhere from within 24 hours up to 72 hours on average.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
the sooner the better, right?
Sooner the better.
Especially if it's a competitive property.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Next thing we have, aha of the week.
Alrighty. So,
All right.
George, that 3 key things you should pay attention to in your home insurance policy.
Abby's reading right now. In case yeah, she doesn't speak like that. She's that three
Oh.
key things you should pay.
I should have reviewed the notes before we went through this. So,
Yeah.
what is your aha?
I think this is my aha. That's
Yeah,
why. That's
yeah.
why she was reading it like
Sorry.
that. Abby, what's your aha? That 3 key things. No, so my aha, we just recently, or actually earlier today in our team meeting, we had Christina Shaw from
Hey,
Allstate,
shout
right?
out Allstate.
Yeah, she was. She joined us on our team call, and she was giving us some jewels and some nuggets and teaching us some good stuff about insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yay, fun.
yes.
But she made it actually fun, so that
No,
was
it was
cool.
fun. And she gave us some really good tips. One of the things I took away from there was she said that she mentioned three key items of your home insurance policy that you should pay attention to and make sure you have good coverage for. One was the jewelry coverage, because she said that most people's home insurance only has jewelry coverage up to like 1,000.
1,000 to 1,500, she said,
Yeah, and so if you
on
have
average.
more, if your jewelry is worth more than that, you can, if something happens in your home, you can
Make sh-
be,
make sure your policy covers what your jewelry is actually
yeah,
worth
you
if
don't
you
want
have
to be
very
SOL there. And
right.
like, so she mentioned, yeah, make sure your jewelry coverage is appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And then the building code coverage, she had given us a story about someone who had a fire in their home and then
Lost everything.
it lost everything. They had to raise the home to be up to
The new
code.
home.
The new home,
Excuse me.
the existing
Yeah,
home,
the existing home.
it had
Yes.
to be raised in order to be up to code.
Mm-hmm.
And if the person didn't have building code coverage, they would have had to come out of pocket for that, and it was like
55,000,
54,000.
something like that.
So because the person had building code coverage, it actually covered, the policy covered raising the house.
And
So
did
that's a huge one.
remind me, did that? Oh no, that's just the building code coverage.
Yeah.
That's not regarding like covering housing. That's another thing.
Yeah, so that's something else. But the building code coverage, I never thought
Oh,
of
I
that.
wrote that down.
And that's something that we have to, even for Abby and I want to make sure that we have that. And then
To-do
the other
list.
one was loss of use coverage. So she had mentioned that, um, you know, you have a fire in the home, right? And then you get displaced. You can't live in the home.
Got it.
So you get displaced if, let's say, there's a fire in the house. We had actually some friends that went through this too.
Mm-hmm.
You get displaced and you now have to go live somewhere. The mortgage company still wants their payment.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make your mortgage payments no matter what, even if you're not living there. If you don't have the loss of use coverage, from how as we understand it, if you don't have the loss of use coverage, you have to pay for your own place to stay. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have loss of use coverage, the insurance company will give you the money to pay for a rental.
And this is I took notes because I found this also very useful. I think
Mm-hmm.
she had I think the quote is of like, and
Uh-huh.
meaning like they would cover a similar
Oh,
property of
okay.
rent that's similar to your property, not less of your property, not less type of condition or accommodations.
Mm.
So she was able to stay in a very nice rental during that time. And she made a joke how she was making a joke that this person also, like, their friends and family were kind of making like jokes. Oh, it must be nice. Like, I don't really feel that bad for you after they saw where she was living. And interesting, you know what? Our other friend, shout out to Jasmine. This sounding based on what she spoke about today is what also Jasmine was able to get from her insurance. So that's great.
So that means they must have had loss of use coverage. So that's another key one, just
Yeah.
making sure that you have it. So yeah, so that was my aha.
I'll add to that just a couple of things. I mean, we went over so many different topics with insurance, and she's very well versed. I really enjoyed
Yeah, she's
that
good.
meeting. But she handles co-ops and condos, which are a very niche type of market. We covered insurances related to flood zone areas. Very, very important, all different types of scenarios. We discussed landlord type of insurance.
A
S-
landlord.
landlord. Landlord. So landlord should consider landlord's policy if it's an investment property, and umbrella policies are suggested for owner occupied rental properties. So
Oh, yeah,
that was
that's
interesting
right.
too. I didn't take all the notes, but I just wanted to take the main things just to. Oh, I gotta remember that. Let's see what else. You mentioned those three other things, and then also renters insurance. If you're a landlord and you're suggesting or requiring for a tenant to have insurance while they're renting from you, we also covered some details, low cost coverage for that as well.
Yeah, she had mentioned that renter's insurance is usually under $200 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can do as a landlord is you can ask to be added as additional interested party.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, when it comes to renew, if they don't renew it, then you'll get a notification. And then you'll know that they didn't renew it. So if you want to make sure that they always have their rental insurance, then adding yourself getting added as additional interested party is something you could do.
Yeah.
But
Lastly, we had also, I wanted to know what would that look like, because we have insurance, obviously. And I know, like anyone, everybody's trying to save money, right? And so anytime our policy is up, would we, like, how, I know that we've, even throughout the years, how we have changed different companies just to save money if our policy prices are going up. She made two very good suggestions. One, to consider that if you have a good relationship with your current insurance company, have them review and see where they can save you money, because if you end up sticking with them throughout the year, relationship with that particular company is important. So that way in the future, if you want to, if they want to work with you, they'll figure out how to make it to avoid losing you as a customer or client.
yeah,
However, if they can't work something out, then you want to shop around, then yeah, you can.
I think she had mentioned if the difference is like $100 or $200, it's not worth it.
A year.
Like, yeah, that she for the premium. So she said if it's just a couple $100, you're better off staying with your insurance company and building that relationship, because from what she told us is that when you have a long-standing relationship with your insurance company, it has value and it's beneficial. So we liken it to like the banking relationship, I guess. If you're with them for a long time, then when issues come up, and I guess if a claim is made one day or something, maybe there's some kind of benefit to just having that long-standing
Yeah.
relationship.
Man, all this relationship talk is just making me thirsty.
I'm getting hungry.
We should have had some beer while we were doing this
Yeah.
cat pod.
Yeah, beer and insurance talk, it like goes hand in hand.
Hey.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
So that was a lot of
Maybe
ahas
tequila.
there. Yeah.
wink, wink, Christina. Alrighty.
So that's a lot of ahas there, but all
Yeah, that's
related to. If you have questions, message us, and we can also put you in touch with Christina if you
got a
have
guy.
direct.
We got a guy.
Yeah, we got a
We got a
gal.
gal guy.
Yeah,
Gal.
and
Gal. We
like
got a
the
gal.
umbrella policy thing was good, because that's to protect your personal assets. So that's a really good one if you don't want to do the LLC.
Alrighty. Well.
All right. Tip. I have a tip real quick because we're recording in January, and the new notice of property values always come out in January.
AKA NOPV.
Yeah. So this is for the homeowners out there. Notice of property value. We already started getting calls from people who want to challenge their assessment.
Even from last year.
Yeah, but you can't challenge until, you got to wait for the new one to come out, review it, and see if you feel like you're being overassessed. So January 15th, that's when they come out. So mark your calendars. January 15th, just log in online. You should get it in the mail, but just in case, log in online. I think it's nyc.gov/NOPV where you can access it. But just Google
Or you can go up and look it up in the NYC Department of
property
Finance.
taxes. Just Google NYC property taxes. It'll come right up. Put your address, get the notice of property value. Then you can review it, read it carefully.
Read it really.
Read it carefully.
Very carefully.
Because, yeah, most people just look at the market value, and that's not the one that determines whether you have a good case.
Yes.
It's the effective market value.
Effective.
Yeah, so you have to see if you believe that the effective market value is higher than what the actual market value is. But if you have any questions, let us know. You can reach out to us. And if you do plan to challenge your assessment, we have instructions, step-by-step instructions, and we can also give you comps if you need comps for the appeal.
Wow, you're just such a guy that has so many resources. My goodness.
I got a guy. His name is George Herrera.
I got a guy too. His name is George. You know George?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, it's I think he's French. His middle name is Moi. I don't even know if that's French,
Yeah.
but
Too bad we don't have whiskey here. Should have just poured a whiskey.
You keep talking about alcohol. My gosh, it's like middle of the day. No, it's almost happy hour.
No, it's happy hour
Is it? Okay.
somewhere.
So
All right.
notice of property value,
Okay.
AKA NOPV,
All right.
January 15th, dropping
Blow.
like the newest album
Pow.
from like Nas's new
Boom.
album, NOPV, explosion right now, Funk Flex bomb. So just January 15th, log in and check it out and reach out to us if you have questions about it.
All right.
All right?
All right. You're welcome. Goodbye now.
Yeah. That's it. Goodbye.
All right. Next order of business.
Yes.
New listings. We'll go over this quickly
Okay.
because if you are interested, you just call us.
This is where you're going to hear Abby do her elevator pitch for each listing.
Okay. So we have a one-bedroom co-op apartment in the Windsor Park Co-op Complex located in the Bayside Oakland Gardens area. Which is asking 235, one bedroom, one bath. This is in a full amenity building, meaning they have a pool, they have tennis courts, they have playgrounds, they have community rooms, they have parking in the complex, and what more can you ask for? 235 for a one bedroom, one bath. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, it
Alrighty.
doesn't get much better
New
than
to
that.
the market. We also have a two-family for sale back on the market in Auburn by the Sea. Really a poppin' place. We love it very much. Our coworker lives there. Our teammate lives there, asking for $925. Legal two-family, and it's awesome, and it's turnkey ready as well.
Great location.
Alrighty. We also have one family located in Hollis. This one has been very busy. We just listed it this last week, and we have, I believe, a few offers on the table.
Yes.
And that one's asking for $825, fully renovated, turnkey, ready to move in. So if you have anyone looking for any of these types of properties, contact us today.
Yes, and I'll leave a link to the listings in the show notes too.
Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Now, real estate deals, George?
That's like two jinxes in one episode. We said the same thing like same time.
We did?
Yeah, right now. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
What are you, Jim Carrey? Alrighty then.
I hear a parrot in this room. Okay, go.
Okay, so there's me now. Real estate deals. There's a new section we threw in here just
Okay.
because, the market being where it is right now, we told our team, like, we started seeing prices actually getting a little more attractive. Some properties not selling that normally would have been gone. So we all have been paying attention to potential real estate deals more. So I wanted to just point out like 5 that I saw recently.
Shoot.
So first one was a 2-bedroom single family house with parking in Jamaica
What?
for $435,000.
Wow.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's only
For New
2
York
bedrooms,
City?
but under 500.
That's
pretty good.
Yeah.
4-bedroom house with parking in Jamaica, $510,000.
Ooh.
I mean, anything around that is pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. So then we have 2-bedroom condo in Mill Basin. This is in Brooklyn for $275,000.
Oh my.
2-bedroom.
Condo.
$275,000.
All right.
Back on the market.
BOM.
So it was BOM means it was on the under contract, but now it came back on.
That's a good one.
Semi-detached house in Bayside with parking, $749,000.
When did that happen?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's good. So
All right.
it does, most of these, when they're good deals like this, they might need some work, but I mean, that's just a little sweat equity, and you
All
can
right.
make some money going in. Then last one, 3-bedroom duplex condo in Ozone Park, back on the market at $499,000.
That's a duplex?
And
That's pretty good.
with parking, washer, dryer, everything.
Is this Magnolia Court?
No, but it's in that area.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you don't want to deal with the maintenance of a home, but you want all the features of a home, 3-bedroom duplex condo with a garage with everything, that could do it.
Call me.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So I can leave links to those also in the show notes. Yeah.
No. Inquiring minds need
Yeah,
to know.
no,
So
you have to reach out. Yes.
That way, we know you're listening.
That's true.
Right?
That's
If
true.
you're interested, we love to hear, like any other person marketing.
And what do we prefer? info@queenshometeam.com or queenshometeam.com/help?
Let's say the help. Either way, whatever.
Okay.
Just mention the pod.
queenshometeam.com.
Yeah.
You'll find us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. All right, so now let's take over with market insights, my favorite portion. The 10-year treasury is 4.02%, and the last episode was at 4.82%. Blow.
So how many basis points is that difference?
80?
Oh.
I mean, the math was right in front of my face.
No, but 80 is it? Yeah, is it by 80 or 80? Yeah, 80 basis points.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
smart.
that's good.
All right, and the mortgage
That's a
rates.
big difference
I-
from 4.8% the last episode It's 4% now.
So
The
what does that
10-year
mean
treasury.
to the
So,
inquiring
you know,
minds?
if you follow this pod, then you know that we like to monitor the 10-year treasury because mortgage rates tend to follow the 10-year treasury. They go up and down typically with the 10-year. So now you can assume safely that mortgage rates last episode were 7.75%.
So now the mortgage rates are at 6.78%.
So
That's
like a
almost an
full
entire
percentage.
percentage.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's pretty
That's
good.
great. That's good to know.
And it's only been 6 months since our last episode. So that's
It's funny to hear myself.
just joking.
It's funny to hear me say wow when like 2 years ago we were at 4% and then it jumped up to 5. I was like wow, and then
Yeah.
6 and then 7 and then almost 8.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the change. Well, actually, I'm looking. I've been looking at real estate. How long we've been doing this is like it's just you got to be a fly on the wall. You have to be a fly on the wall, just observing.
Because we have no control. So all we can
Yeah.
do is watch and adapt.
Watch and adapt, and then make moves based on what you need to do or want to do.
And
So
for
that's it.
consumers, find the opportunity.
Yeah.
There's always opportunity, right?
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Are we going to say some more cliche lines like that? Only the strong survive.
Tomato? No. Potato.
What you see is what you get.
What else?
The more you learn, the more you earn. But I don't know if that one's true.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not true.
oh, I'm not good at those. I can't even think of any right now.
The more you know.
All right. Now this is awkward.
That's it. You don't have any more?
I don't even.
Wait, I have another one.
Just one more.
Okay.
This is
No,
go.
I don't have any more.
Too
I need
bad.
I need some sports ones now.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Uh,
migration patterns. You could take this over.
All right, so this is a new segment also that we added. We thought someone might find it interesting. Migration patterns. So this is for any of our recent deals where people moved to. So if they sold, where did they move to? Where did they move from? So the one we have of a recent deal is a client that sold a property in Little Neck and they moved to Hawaii and rented an apartment there.
That was a first for
Which
us.
that's a first. Hawaii is not common.
Yeah.
But I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And the renting part is the smart way to do it, you know, because you can rent, you can take your time and then buy something, see if you like the area instead of just buying in an area that you have no idea if you're going to like. So that was
Beautiful.
a interesting one. Definitely not a trend. You know, we'll let you know if we start having multiple people moving to Hawaii. But
Imagine.
yeah, that's
Wow.
I don't think that's a West Coast thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Now we'll wrap this up with what we're reading, watching, or listening. George, you have many things that you're reading.
Yes, but the one I wanted to recommend here for watching is Leave the World Behind, which I'm sure by now a lot of people have seen it.
Okay.
However, there's you'd have to talk to my brother. We were seeing my brother for New Year's.
Shouts to Joaquin.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Walk. And he was explaining to us, you know, the deeper message in some of these movies and some hidden meanings or messages. So what I would say is that if you've already seen it, go on YouTube and type in like Leave the World Behind, you know, and I think you'll see some of the videos where they give a lot of hidden messages that are from the movie. And it's actually pretty fascinating, right? It's pretty interesting. So I thought that was cool. So check out the YouTube videos about Leave the World Behind
Okay.
and watch it if you haven't already.
Are you reading anything new? Just one, because you're reading many new things.
Yes, I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita.
Whoa.
I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it.
What did you just call it?
It's that's your new nickname. No more Abby the Great. Now we just call you Abby the Bhagavad Gita. I don't think you pronounce it that way, but you know, that's
Yeah.
how I say it.
Okay.
It's a Hindu spirituality book. It's pretty cool.
You're so well read.
And I'm reading a book of Musonius Rufus.
All right.
He was a Roman philosopher, Stoic philosopher, teacher of Epictetus. So, you know, I read Epictetus, so now I'm reading his teacher. So far, so good.
All righty.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're into that stuff, then definitely check it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My turn.
Yes.
So I'm watching Catastrophe along with you.
Yes.
And we love this show so very much. George and I love it so much because it just shows the relationship of a couple that got together. One is from Ireland and the other guy is from America, and it's just so hilarious. It's just showing like real
It's
life.
just too good. It's
It's just real
too
life.
real life, but so much good humor that sometimes when it's this real, the show can be very like too close to home and make you sad. But there's so much humor in it. It's great. It's like it's super realistic, but it's so funny.
I think what I like about it is that it shows like real. It just shows real life situations, but you're finding the humor out of it, right? In a
Yes.
show. So sometimes if you're relating to anything in the show, you have to laugh at it and also laugh at your current situation.
Yeah.
So
It reminds you that you're not whatever you're experiencing, especially if you're between like 30 and 50, you're not alone.
yes,
It's not a unique thing. Like everybody goes through it.
yeah.
So I think, would you say that's like the age demo that would really love this show? Because
Yeah,
20s,
sure.
maybe it's not so much of that
Yeah.
experience. It's more of like 30s and 40s
30 to
marriage.
50. 30 to
Yeah.
50. Okay,
Married,
so for the
kids.
people that are listening to this before and after these ages, we're sorry.
Yeah. I
But
mean, you can watch it.
but
Yeah.
hopefully you'll find it humorous.
Yeah, but it's a really good show.
And then I'm reading this book called Brain Games. It's actually not really a read, but it is a read because it's like action oriented. But as I'm getting older, George wants to make sure that I can remember him later in life.
Yeah. I want to make sure she exercises her brain and keeps it sharp.
Yeah. So I like it because it's something new for me. I mean, I haven't like worked on a book like this since I was in school. So, which was long ago.
And I found this Blue Zones in their email newsletter around Christmas time. They had sent out an email saying, 24 gift ideas or something. And one of them was this book, which has a bunch of brain games. And the idea is for brain health.
Mm-hmm.
And Abby's been using it. And you're enjoying it, right? Doesn't it say something in the beginning
I
related to
really
that?
enjoy it. Well, first, like the beginning when it's introducing the importance of exercising the brain, it explains it in such layman's terms, and how they're explaining and educating you on the importance of this. I'm like, oh, this is I personally liked it a lot, just the explanation behind it, and then the games itself to follow. It does challenge you, and it works on different parts of the exercising different parts. Excuse me, it works on exercising different parts of your brain. So it also educates you on that aspect as well. So there's different types of brain games such as puzzles, Sudoku. There's what's the one that we were working on last night? Logic,
Cryptogram.
cryptogram.
Yeah, they're challenging. They're not easy.
Well,
But
I mean, I gave you one to do yesterday that I did, and it was
Yeah.
in numbers. You went through it quick.
oh yeah, numbers. That's my thing though.
Me,
But
I'm like
yes.
straining myself, like looking at this paper. But no, it was good. I liked it a lot because I really like that understanding the idea that exercising different parts of your brain do different things, actually. So that's cool. So brain games, if you
Brain
want to have
games.
the link to that,
Yeah, do we
let
leave
us
it in the
know.
show notes or you have to reach out for it?
come on, listeners.
QueensHomeTeam.com. Don't play with us.
QueensHometeam.com.
At Queens Home Team on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's very easy. DM, hey, heard the
Yes.
pod. Brain games link, please.
Yes.
Bam.
All right.
And we'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I got it
What
for
can
my
I
dad.
give? You think I should offer a plant gift for somebody that actually reaches out and says plant?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
You know what?
Oh, because they can pick it up in our office. If you want a
Yes.
free plant, what do they have to do? And then you can pick it up in our office.
If you
in
want a
Jackson
free
Heights.
plant, you can say to me, plant me. Or you can say it in your email. Or you can say if you call or
Or
text me,
Yeah.
plant me. The first person that does it, I'll make sure I give you a plant from my forest. I have nice plants.
Plant me, yes.
Yeah, plants me.
Oh, yeah, I get it because you're going to give it to him. The plant is saying plant
No,
me.
no. I say plant me, Abby the Great. Yes, I like that.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Plant me,
Cool.
Abby the Great. You get a free plant from me.
Yes.
So
All
thank
right.
you for taking the time to listen.
Thank
This
you,
was
everybody.
fun. This was fun.
This was fun.
I didn't even have drinks yet.
No.
That's just gonna make it more fun.
Next time. Next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks, everybody.
thanks for
Thanks for
listening.
tuning in, as always. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach us. You know where
Oh,
to find us.
and if you really like the show, because we're actually getting pretty good feedback from some of the listeners, so that's really exciting when you actually get feedback. If you really like this and you find it helpful or educational, please share. Like you can actually share the pod just by like forwarding the link to somebody on
Yeah,
your
it's
phone.
crazy. You press like a button and then it says share and then you say text message and then you just message your friend
Yeah.
and it arrives in there.
What? Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Or rate us, hook us up with a 5-star if you like it.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
cool.
Awesome, y'all.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. Take care and have a great day.
Later.